Hey, what's up guys? Kenneth here with the LEGO Republic, bringing you a LEGO Star Wars review. Today's review will be a alternate build for a 501st Battle Pack. Today's alternate build is brought to you by Brickstory Productions. This is his alternate build for the 501st Battle Pack. I'll link him in the description below. I always like to give these people credit for their work. So this is Brickstory's ATRT that is only built out of bag 2. He did quite a better job than I did on my ATRT. As a matter of fact, I actually scrapped mine in order to get it here to make a third one. So I did use 4 501st Battle Packs because I did have 4 bags of extra 501st Battle Pack pieces after I built one of the walkers just to have it for the collection. And then the second one, I don't remember what happened to it. I think I just threw all the pieces in my Lego bin or something stupid like that. But the 4 bags that I had remaining, 2 of them I used to make 501st BARC speeders. If you haven't seen 501st BARC speeder with Sidecar from TandN Bricks, I'll throw them the link in the description down below, so you can go check out their video as well. It's a pretty cool one. So yeah, but they do use parts in that are not from bag 1 of the 501st Battle Pack, so I did have to kind of combine the final 2 to make 1, so that's why we only have 3 here. Quite a long explanation, but very necessary. So we have these 3 501st ATRTs here. I will go into in-depth a little bit for you. As you can see, they're pretty cool looking. He did get rid of the stud shooter on the front, which is a major plus. And although the cannon does kind of look weird, I did switch it out for the stud shooter just to see what it would look like. And I'm not gonna do it again, but I mean, I'm gonna do it again because why not? And if you do switch the stud shooter back on, it looks so horribly bad, it's not even funny. So thank goodness that we can be super content here with this makeshift gun that he's put on. And I will say that it's not the cutest thing ever or the most efficient and all that stuff, but it does work, right? It does work, so that's what's important. I think it is a really good build, except it's kind of flimsy, and I'll get into that in a second. But basically, this walker can fall into 3 parts super easily. I will say that I did change the feet here, so I did put this on instead of another one of these grill pieces right here. He just had 2 grill pieces. I added an extra foot there to make it kind of a little bit longer. That's just something I personally like on my ATRTs, but some other people don't, and that's fine. If you want to keep it like that, it's all good. Go for it. But I personally do like those little bit of like toe or something right there. So you will see with the ATRT that its back leg is not on hinges, so it can actually just move kind of wherever, which is kind of annoying. I mean, you look at it and it's like, oh well, that's kind of cool, yeah, but when you try and put it on the ground and it doesn't go completely right, and then it falls over and all that jazz, not super cool. However, if you are able to stand it up correctly, you just kind of leave this hinge, because there's a hinge right here, but you just kind of leave it, because if you mess with it, it'll start falling apart, which is another point against it in the fragile category. So I mean, you can set it down on a hard surface though, and it will lay flat, especially if you do that or something, and it will work pretty well. So nothing super against this as far as like being too fragile with the legs, or with the legs, you know, being so totally weird that just doesn't work. It does work perfectly fine. So the next thing that I would like to talk about is the design of the front. So the design of the front is pretty good. I will say the fact that they used snot on a snot to make this a little bottom thing right here is so beautiful. I cannot even put it into words how cool that looks. Like, it just looks so cool. I don't know what it is. It looks so good, and I really love the way he did it. He didn't use all of the 501st things like that, so pretty neat that he didn't use all the little fins there. He did use these gray pieces, which I have put guns in just as like sort of a gun holder. That wasn't also his idea either, but it's just something I did. The feet in that were the only two changes except for the antenna. This black one, he had the gray one from the 501st Battle Pack. I shortened it down because I wanted it to be a little shorter, and you can actually do that because there is an extra one of these in bag 1, so you could actually do that with the 501st Battle Pack pieces. So my design is still perfectly from the 501st Battle Pack bag 2 and extra pieces. So the one thing I will say that is bad about this design, in a lot of places, there aren't 1x2s. There's these other 1x2s that, do that sort of thing. You can see what I mean, with a thing that should be placed on a 1x2 on the top of it. And that's simply because there's nowhere near enough 1x2s in the set. But with that being said, like in places in the bottom here, where there should be a 1x2 and there isn't, it just makes it a little unstable and a little easy. So especially if this gets hit by something, it is going to fall apart. My third problem with this is that you can pull the minifigure off, and chances are you won't get them out, but it does come off, right? Like the handlebars do come off, and you'll have to put them back on. But chances are when you're pulling them out, the entire front is going to come off because the front is not very well connected, and I will say that from experience, I've only had this built for like 2 hours now, and I haven't played with it that much at all. But I will say that because of these gray pieces, which look really cool, that are holding in the front here, which gives it like another connection, which is cool, right? It kind of takes away the initial connection. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's kind of like a little crack between the actual plate and the plate that's there, and if you try and push it in, then it pushes up on the back of this, and then when you push that down, it comes up. So there's no way to win. This can't be fully attached because it's just the way of how it works, right? And that's really unfortunate because it makes it so easy to just pop off, and it pops off all the time. So I will give you an example. This happens so often, it's kind of sad. But because just it's not fully connected where it is, and then these gray pieces aren't the strongest connection in the world either, and because of that, it's just always breaking off this front. But like I said, I looked through pretty much every single 501st alternate build, and I went with this one because I thought it looked the best. So like I said, like full points to this for having really good looks, and I especially love the snot technique that I talked about earlier. I'm using the one, of course, that I messed up the sticker on. Oh, and one last thing, what Brickstory build did have was he had a bunch of the, let me grab them real fast. He had a bunch of these pieces, which he was using with the other pieces here. I think I have one that I didn't substitute out. Yeah, all right, this one. So what he's done here is he has this piece, right? But this piece, it has like a curve to it, right? So it's not perfectly in there. So you can kind of move it, right? You can kind of move it wherever. And because of that, when you've hooked this on, also this grill piece, that is not a piece. That's a piece I added because it was so loose. It was a circle piece, and because it was a circle piece, and I'm actually gonna switch it out again just so that you all can see how annoyingly bad it was. I do think that it is a great build, but I will say the way he had it, Brickstory Builds had it with the everything like this. What Brickstory Builds had done, basically what it was doing to this was making it so that you could basically turn the leg like that, right? You could turn the leg like that. And so you could have both of the legs. Imagine if both of the legs were as wonky as that, and you tried to sit it down on the ground, right? And so that was the problem I had with it at the beginning, was that there's no real good way. Because imagine if both of your legs are so crooked like that, and of course you can, try and straighten them, but when you go on the ground, they just get crooked anyway. Like, just look at how crooked those were. And so I had to come in and change it. So on 2 of the 3, I did substitute a different connection piece, which in my opinion works a lot better. So that was the third and final critique that was like super big in my book that I had to fix. And it only took a few pieces from outside the 501st Battle Pack. Like I said, you would still get the same result if you did not use that. But like I said, in my opinion, it gets rid of a whole bunch of problems. And also, Brickstory builds, he had the back have blue girl pieces, but I didn't have any to spare since I'd used them all already, so that's why I have those. I'm trying to remember all the differences, but I believe that those are all the differences, because there's really not that many differences. I think, me personally, I think it's a really good build. Like I said, I looked through all of them, but these were the best looking. So, I mean, if you stuck with me this far, here's the part where I'm going to say, if you have an extra 501st Battle Pack Bag 2 and you want a chance going for this, and you have all the extra pieces that I talked about and I gave detailed instructions for, you can make this, and it's probably going to look pretty good. So, with that being said, I hope you guys do try out Brickstory builds if you haven't already. If you do and you like it or don't like it, make sure to hit me in the comments telling me your experiences with Brickstory builds. I'm pretty happy to have these. So now I do have the one 501st ATRT that is the official LEGO ATRT. Then I have the 3 Brickstory builds ATRTs, as well as my 2 original mini ATRTs. So with that being said, I hope you guys had a great time watching the video. I had a great time making it. I hope you have a fun time building Brickstory's ATRT if you do want to do that and have the spare parts. So thank you guys for watching. This is Kenneth from the LEGO Republic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.